is time. It is time to brew your best beer. The 2015 SJPORR Challenge is brought to you by the Grainbill Homebrew Supply, located in Red Lion, Pennsylvania. Brewers Exchange, operating in the U.S. and Canada. Finney's Homebrew Emporium, located in Bishopdale, Christchurch, New Zealand. And Omega Yeast, located in Chicago, Illinois.
Okay, before I go ahead and do tonight's beer for review, I just wanted to record this small segment which I'm then going to append to a review I did a couple of days ago, and I'll explain. So a couple of days ago I did a beer which was, I described it as a mystery beer because the only information on it was the code number. There wasn't an information sheet on it, there was nothing else on the bottle, but I reviewed it. It was very nice. It was American Pale Ale style, I believe hopped with Citra. Could be other things now, I think. Maybe my judgment was clouded slightly. And I attributed this to a guy, Steve, because he had put a video up on his YouTube channel right before he started reviewing beers on there for the challenge. And he described his entry as an American Pale Ale hopped with Citra with honey added to it. Anyway, Steve has since watched my review of that beer, and he popped me a message on Facebook to say it wasn't his beer, and he gave me the right code number for his beer, and so I obviously apologised. Perhaps I was influenced by the fact that I'd watched his introductory video, not very long beforehand. And as soon as I smelt Citra, I immediately made an assumption which was, of course, wrong. So, sorry about that, Steve. So I promised him on Facebook that I'd, record this quick redaction. And what I'm going to do is post the original review from that beer straight after this short segment. And I'm going to take down my original review video just to make sure anybody else who may watch it doesn't make a similar mistake. Of course, if you haven't reviewed that beer yet, you shouldn't be watching reviews of it, but just in case you are, that's what I'm going to do. So what follows is the original review from a couple of days ago, and obviously when I attribute this beer to Steve in the video, obviously be aware that that's incorrect, so just take that into account when you're watching it. Alright guys, cheers. Okay, it's Saturday night. The rugby's on and I can't watch it because I'm a bit nervous. So I thought I'd do a beer review and then maybe switch it on after I've had a beer. Maybe that'll help. So this beer is this one, ABF-291-119. There is no information on the bottle. There is not an information sheet. In the UK, we were asked to email a document describing our beer, and there was a template for us to fill out. And I think there's 14 or 15 beers, and we've got 8 of them filled in, and this is not one of them. And there's no other information on the bottle, so a bit of a mystery to me. I don't think there's any style guidelines even on the website when you go to rate it, so could be anything. So all I can say is it's in a 330ml bottle. It looks pretty clear and it's pretty pale. So let's crack it and give it a go. A spoon. Okay, a nice healthy hiss. Aha. Straight away, there's a nice aroma of Citra from this bottle, which I don't think is a local ingredient. I have a feeling though that this is a beer from Mr. I've forgotten what his name is. Steve. forgotten. Steve, just a second. Hold that thought. Steve Furnival. Just have a quick look at Facebook. Actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Steve. Because I watched his intro to his channel that he did a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he had done a Citra IPA with honey, local honey. So anyway, I reckon that is this. So, yeah, it's definitely a good bit of Citra in there. Quite a pale, well, not quite pale, nice orange colour. I don't think the camera, looking at my screen, I don't think the camera's picking up the colour of this. Could be the lighting, I suppose, very well. It's got a nice little, small quarter of a finger head on there. I suppose I could have poured it a bit more aggressively. Sticking to the side of the glass a little, it's lacing. Clarity, I can just about make out the computer screen from behind this beer. Let's just shine a light through it and see what you see. So, there you go. Could be clearer, I suppose, but that's never bothered me, so chin chin. Yeah, it's definitely a Citra. Quite a bitter up front. Tastes to me like it's had a good long dry hop as well. I don't know what people's opinions are on this. I first started dry hopping and I banged them in for a week, maybe sometimes even a bit longer. And then I had a couple of beers when I had that, you know, kind of vegetal, that just kind of sticks to your tongue. So I did a bit of research, and now I only usually dry hop for 4 or 5 days. And even, in fact, the last pail that I did had a really big dry hop charge in it. I think it was my biggest yet, about 100 grams or something like that of 4 different hops. And I left that in for only 4.5, maybe 5 days, and that was a bit too much, I thought. I had got a bit of the edge to it, and I'm getting a little bit of that off this. Not a lot, Steve. Not too much malt sweetness going on. There's a lot of bitterness, and I think that's quite hiding it quite a lot. I like a bitter beer, so that's fine by me. But some people might find that I don't know. Some people might think that there's not quite enough maltiness coming through. So there's no problem with the body, despite it having a couple of jars of honey in it. I'd be interested to know, Steve, how you put the honey in. Did it go into the boil? Did you put it into primary? I know that's another technique you can use as long as the honey is pasteurised, or something else. Let us know. The body's fine, but I'm not picking up much of that honey character. And I put honey in my beer, my entry, so I'd be interested to know if people pick anything up from that. Although I did try to choose quite a distinctive honey for mine, so hopefully there's a bit more stuff that comes through. But you know, there's nothing wrong with this. It's a really, really nice, drinkable American IPA, American style IPA, I should say. Obviously English malt, American hops. I think it's all Citra. What else? Obviously, I'd say looking at that colour, it's probably English malts. A very nice beer, very drinkable. If I got a pint of that in the pub, I'd be more than impressed. I'm very pleased. So So cheers, Steve. I am going to try and switch the rugby on now and give you a few points on the webpage. Tassie, bye.